So welcome everyone to beautiful Flagstaff Hill here in Bowen, and I've got Callum Hann with me today, and Callum's going to be cooking a prawn and
mango salad.
Salad.
Yeah, really fresh, really simple, so let's get into it.
All right, it's over to you.
Wonderful. I'm super excited to be cooking this dish for you today because it's celebration mode, right? If you're an Adelaide boy like me, or whether you are here in northern Queensland, we've just launched, when I say we, not me specifically, but direct flights from Adelaide to Proserpine and back, depending which way you're coming, as of September, which is really exciting. I love bringing my family up here. As much as I'm a parochial South Australian, when it comes to a holiday, this is where I want to come. So celebrating today by showing you how to cook a really beautiful and simple prawn salad. I know you're going to love it. You have to give it a go. I'm going to kick off with actually making the salad part itself. I was just chatting to Dale, a local mango farmer here. He's got me these beautiful mangoes, and they're, if I'm honest, ever so slightly underripe, which actually works really well for savoury cooking. When you've got mangoes that are sort of dripping down your arm, juicy as, I don't cook with them, I just eat them exactly like that. But these ones are going to be beautiful. They're going to hold their shape as I toss them through a salad a little bit more. And I like to just take the cheeks off and use, I've just got a dessert spoon here, to kind of scoop out the cheek, so to speak. So I'll slice that up. Now, if you don't have beautiful mangoes on hand, you really could use any kind of tropical fruit here would work really well. You could use a melon or a pawpaw or something like that would be beautiful. Pop that in. Okay. Next up, I've got here spring onions. You can absolutely use the white part and the green part. I'm just gonna run my knife through these and we'll pop those in as well. And for me, when you've got really beautiful seafood, you don't need to do a lot with it. So I just want to make this a lovely kind of fresh, aromatic, simple salad. And this is a great one. You could take it like to a barbecue with your mates, or it's a really quick dinner just for a couple of people as well. Super, super versatile. All right, let's pop those in. Next up, dishes like this are all about the herbs for me. So I've got coriander here. I'm just going to pick this in. Please don't chop it, you don't need to. Don't waste your time. It's beautiful and fresh and fragrant, exactly as it is. And some mint here as well, same thing. And you want to be generous here. The herbs effectively act like lettuce leaves, how you might in a traditional kind of salad. So the more the merrier. You really can't overdo it. All right, plenty of mint here as well. I've got some bean sprouts. These aren't going to add a lot of flavour, but they're going to add a nice kind of texture. So I'll pop some of these in too. And you can do whatever you like here. You could add some cucumber or cherry tomatoes, is a nice way to go. And finally, a few little fried shallots, a little bit of texture as well. Okay, so this is a good start. Mango salad we've got here as a starting point. I'm gonna keep cooking the prawns till the very end, right? Because once they're hot, I wanna eat them straight away. So we're gonna jump straight into making the most simple but flavoursome dressing. So I've got a little bowl here. I've got a long red chilli. Now, if you don't like it hot, you can take out the seeds and the membrane of the chilli. That's where a lot of the heat's gonna reside. Or you can just use a little bit less. But I wouldn't use none, because actually there's a lot of flavour in chilli, and I think people that avoid using chilli because of the heat factor are missing out on actually a really kind of important flavour profile in this dish. I'm gonna get rid of that, pop that in. And actually how we're gonna take away from the heat of the chilli is by popping it into the dressing. It's actually gonna lightly pickle, so the heat's not gonna disappear, but it's gonna sort of meander through. It's gonna be drawn out and then sort of gently coat the dish with a nice hum of heat, rather than it being like big old chunks of chili that you're having. So we're gonna do that with a few things here. I've got fish sauce, which is that salty umami kind of thing that's going on. I'm gonna go in with brown sugar, because a dish like this is all about sweet, salty, and sour. So let's go kind of 2 tablespoons fish sauce, 2 tablespoons brown sugar is a nice way to go. And then plenty of lime juice. I like to just roll them on a board, really squish up all those little pockets of juice on the inside, squeeze it in. That's a juicy lime. They grow them juicy here in Bowen. All right, and then if you just use the pointy part of that part of the lime, and this works with any citrus fruit, you can juice out that half of the lime, and then vice versa. As a rough ratio, you want kind of 2 parts lime juice, 1 part brown sugar, 1 part fish sauce. Give that a stir together with our chili in there, and all that acid from the lime juice is just going to start that gentle pickling process on the chili. a couple more aromatic ingredients here because this dressing is going to dress the salad as you would expect, but it's also going to be a bit of a post marinade for our prawns as well. So I want it to be super, super flavoursome because it's going to tie the whole dish together. Just going to grate in a clove of garlic. Make sure it's all nice and small, beautiful. And I've got some ginger here as well. Nice young ginger. I'm not even going to peel, I'm just going to grate it straight on here. Good couple of teaspoons of that. Give that a stir. And as that sort of sits and kind of marinades and macerates, it's going to draw all those flavours out. That is going to be absolutely delicious. I've got here some of the most beautiful local tiger prawns, and I don't want to do a lot to them. You can cut these in half using a bread knife and kind of butterfly them out. The barbecue and cooking in the shell works really well. Or you can pop them under a grill. A little bit of butter or some seasoning is a nice way to go. Often if I'm cooking them into a pasta sauce, I'll actually leave the heads and the shells that I've taken off, fry them off in the oil first, take it out, and then assemble the dish in there, and you get that lovely kind of flavour profile from the heads and shells as well. But for today, just being a really simple fresh salad, I've peeled a bunch of them here and they're absolutely enormous. And they're not going to take long to cook, so even though they're big prawns, it's going to be like a minute or so on each side, absolute maximum. A little splash of olive oil. And because they aren't going to cook for long, you want to make sure you get a bit of a sizzle, get it nice and hot before you add your prawns here. All right, my pan's just starting to smoke, so I can get these in. I've left the tails on, just looks cute, but you can take them off if you like. And just like if you're cooking a steak, once they're in, just let them do their thing for a minute. Don't muck around with them too much. Less is more. When it comes to quality seafood like this, don't muck around with it. All right, let's have a look at these now. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Nice and golden. And on the second side, it's only a few seconds because even once I take these off the heat, they'll continue to carry over cook. So if in doubt, less is more. So I haven't seasoned or flavoured in any way these prawns yet. We just cooked them properly, high heat, a little splash of olive oil, and that's it. Because now, after they've come out, I'm going to spoon some of this dressing over, which acts as a marinade effectively. The reason I didn't put it on before the prawns cooked, it'll stop them colouring up as much. And because there's a little bit of sugar in here as well, it'll tend to burn, whereas I like the flavour to be really fresh by adding afterwards. It'll still suck up plenty of that flavour, don't worry about that. Pop that on. Lovely. And then the rest of this dressing can go all into our salad here. Lovely. Give that a little toss. And this is one of those dishes where you do want to dress it at the very last minute before you're serving it to anyone, because you don't want the mint and the coriander to wilt too much. It's best when it's really nice and fresh. Some of these prawns over as well. That extra dressing here over the top. That's good stuff there. Extra sprinkle of those fried shallots. And a few extra herbs over the top as well to keep it really nice and fresh and light. And that is tiger prawn and mango salad that any of you at home could cook, so please give it a go.